how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, not bad. Firstly, congratulations on your London Marathon result.
Thank you. Thanks. I need to stop running London Marathon now. I think it's time.
A PB, was it?
Yeah, it was by 9 minutes, all of 9 minutes. But yeah, it was.
Take it. 9 minutes is good. It's good. It's good.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us. Firstly, would you mind just telling us a little bit about yourself, who you are, and your journey into the sector?
Yep, of course. So I'm Semeena. I'm based in Crawley, West Sussex. I'm co-founder and director of Sudhan Welfare Society, and then also a run coach at Crawley Run Crew. My journey is quite an interesting one because I guess this was never supposed to happen. It's all a mistake, and I'm still here, which is shocking. But it kind of started in 2013. So I am a runner, and I attempted to run London Marathon in 2013. It went really badly. I didn't know what a marathon was. I did it for charity because I was volunteering at a residential home in Crawley. So yeah, that was a complete by mistake situation. And then I just about made it to the finish line, and I never ran again for 3 years. It was terrible. It took me like 7 hours. It was really, really painful. I also kind of struggled on the day because when I rocked up, this is, a decade ago almost, and there was no one who looked like me at that start line. So I had the imposter syndrome. I felt like I didn't belong. Fast forward to 2016, I then signed up to my local running club, which is where I coach now, joined a 0 to 5K program, and then was determined to get back to London. And I felt like I had unfinished business. So I started running in 2016 again, did the 0 to 5K, and then went back to London in 2017. The coaching happened by mistake because I come from a very big family and a big community, and I just about learned how to run. I say learn to run. There's not a lot to learn, but I just about ran a 5K myself. And then I told my cousins that I was kind of sick of going out for coffee and cinema and that sort of thing. And I was like, let me teach you everything I know. I just learned how to run. I'll teach you guys. So I think there was maybe somewhere between 12 and 15 of them. I downloaded a program off the internet, and I basically did my own 0 to 5K with them. No qualifications, barely knew what I was doing myself, but they learned to run. They all did 5K. So they all went to do Tilgate 5K. It was a huge graduation. It was a big deal. So then my local running club, who I was a member of, said to me, do you want to be a run leader? And I was like, absolutely not. Like, I can't be a run leader. I don't even know how to run myself, let alone teach someone else. And they were like, but you just did that with your group. So I thought about it, and actually within less than a year, I became a run leader. And then a few years later in 2020, I think, 2020, I became a run coach. So that's kind of where it started. And then SWS kind of happened during the pandemic. And again, was not supposed to be what it is today, but it is because of one conversation with Nick from Active Sussex, kind of pointing me in the right direction and telling me that all of this existed because I had no idea. And then, so that was kind of my journey. And then now we have a number of projects through SWS, which is great, with the support of you guys at Active Sussex.
Fabulous. That is some journey, isn't it? And still running, still in love with running.
Yeah.
Great. That's really insightful to hear that. So from your perspective, how do you think we can ensure women from diverse backgrounds and experiences to be represented in leadership and coaching roles? And what do you see are the benefits of this increased representation?
Yeah, I think it's first and foremost actually making the sport itself diverse. So like I mentioned, in 2013, I was probably one of the few people of color at that race line. And actually, even now, when I'm going and volunteering or attending sports events or races, I'm still the only woman of color. So I think, like, for example, I'll give you an example of this. London Marathon this year did brilliantly when it came to diversity. So London Marathon, I don't know if you guys know, but we Muslims just observe the month of Ramadan, which is when we fast for a month. Marathon training this time for the last 4 weeks fell in Ramadan. The race was 2 days later, 2 days after we celebrated Eid. Now, London Marathon, not only did they gift places, so I was gifted a spot, they actively went out to local running clubs in London and said, fill these spaces, which is really great. But a lot of their communications were tailored to Muslims. So there was, you know, sport leaders who were from a Muslim background giving us key tips. So automatically I felt included. I felt like they weren't just, you know, often you see brands just ticking a box. I felt like they actually cared. And even like post-race comms included congratulating those who, you know, trained during the month of Ramadan, which was huge. And then I'll give you a bad example of this, because this is something that happened only a couple of weeks ago, but I'm from Crawley, which is a very diverse town, and we have a big population of Muslims here. And a couple of the large running clubs, and I did raise it with them, started a 0 to 5K program mid-Ramadan. Now, when you've got someone who is new to running and is fasting, there's no way they're going to have the courage to sign up to a 0 to 5K program. So, you know, automatically you're excluding people. So I think we just need to be better at researching and understanding all the cultures and diverse backgrounds that we're surrounded by.
That's fantastic. Yeah, and I think that's it. I think it's being mindful and learning and listening and speaking to those communities before making those decisions. Because like you said, you can easily then exclude those that you're trying to attract. Thank you so much, Semeena. I think you're staying around. Thank you very much.